everyone, my name's Laura. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I thought I would do a like a fitness journey. Follow me along while I get in shape and feeling good, because I've been yo-yoing for so long, and I do like diets where I starve and then I eat loads, and I've got a really bad sweet tooth and I find it really hard to stick to anything. So I've been trying out a few things over the past few weeks, but I thought I'd do it with you guys, because if any of you are on the same sort of journey, because if I can be held accountable for getting fit and healthy, then that's great. So first of all, I'm going to go back to sort of, this might be a longish video, so grab a drink or something. This actually did have a Hello Kitty on it. It's just a smoothie. If you look at the colour of it though, I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Pink. Yeah, grab a drink, because I'm going to go back to like the beginning, not my birth, but throughout being a kid and a teenager, so I'm 23 now, so throughout being a kid and like a young teen, up until like when I left school at like 16, I thought I had a great body. As a kid I was really lanky and I got really tall really quickly, but once I hit puberty and I started getting boobs, and these might pop out by the way, there's only one pin holding them together, so I'm sorry. Started getting boobs and like hips. Like I have an hourglass figure and I really like my figure. Like I think it's really important to be positive about the way you look and appreciate the things that you do have, because everyone wants something that they can't have. Like, I don't know, there's cellulite on my legs because I've got cellulite, but I really like having an hourglass figure. I think it's really nice, and I'm not going to say it's really womanly, because any shape as a woman is a womanly shape. But I used to be able to eat anything I wanted, like after school, so I'd have like breakfast, lunch, and then after school I'd go home and I'd eat like a pizza or loads of chips covered in cheese, and that was like a snack before dinner, and then I'd have sweets or chocolate, and just because I was basically an animal. And when I used to get pocket money, I always used to go on sweets, and so I kind of, like, then I never put any weight on, and then when I was about 17, 18, I mean, throughout my teenage years I had struggles with my mum's alcohol addiction, which if you don't know about, I made a video, I don't know if it's still up. I need to kind of do an updated version, because that was very soon after she died and it was a bit miserable, but I'll link it below just so you can get an idea. And I turned to food. Like, I'm a comfort eater, I'm a comfort hair dyer. I dye my hair whenever I have stress, and I eat and I shop, but eating is the main one. So I lost a lot of friends just because I was really depressed, and I spent all my time eating, and that's actually when I first started making YouTube videos many years ago. So I was about 16, 17, yeah. And didn't really put much weight on to start with, and then over like a few years I started to notice it, and people in my family started just to kind of like mention it, and like it didn't really bother me. And then I've kind of been like in and out of relationships, but not with very big gaps. So I was in a long-term relationship with a guy who wasn't very nice to me, and then I ate more then because I was miserable, and then I met another guy and that was kind of short-term, and there was things that shouldn't really have happened there as well, so I comfort ate more. And now the guy I'm with now, I'm really happy and comfortable, so I comfort eat because I'm happy. So like, I'm happy I eat, I'm sad I eat, I'm sick I eat. I just like, I like to eat, I like to always have food around me. It's just, and I'm always thinking about it. I think it's probably a problem, but you know, go back to when I was probably, you could probably tell from my bit, I don't know, because I started cutting out videos, but I always used to be about, I don't know what this is in pounds, you'd have to convert it, I'll convert it and put it here, but I always used to be about 55 to 56 kilos pretty much all the time, because I used to get weighed a lot when I was on Roaccutane, so I always knew, because I never really cared or weighed myself at home. And then I just kept putting weight on. I was yo-yo dieting, and I'm going to skip a big chunk of my life, like losing my mum and all that sort of thing. So skip to October 2015, when we decided to move to Thailand, permanently or not permanently. We just decided we were going to go on a trip and come to Thailand, and I ate everything. There were so many exciting new things to try, and like restaurants that were so cheap, you could order so much food, and just like they have the most insane ice creams. Like I had this ice cream, I'll insert a picture, and it had candy floss around it, and I had another ice cream that had like, it was like, looked like it had dirt, it was like Oreo on top, with like a little, I think it had a little mint leaf in it. I'll like insert some pictures if I can. So I ate everything, and bearing in mind I was 55 kilos once upon a time when I was about 16. I ended up weighing myself at 67 kilos, which I hate talking about weight because 67 kilos to somebody might look amazing and 67 kilos to somebody else just might not. And I don't think weight is the be all and end all, but for me, that's just the way that I go off, kind of the way I go off my weight. I go off that and kind of how my clothes fit and how wobbly I feel basically, and how I look, because I don't think weight is the be all and end all. So I got to 67 kilos and I thought I have to do something about this. And at the same time, this was, let me think about it, beginning of the year. And at the same time I'd made a plan to go home and visit family for a few weeks because it would be nice to do. So I was like, I'm gonna get in shape, because when I left I was quite chubby and like all my family were a bit like, oh, you put on a bit of weight, and I wanted to prove to them that I could do it, and I really wanted to get fit. More than anything, I didn't just want to lose weight, I wanted to get fit and I wanted to get healthy and I wanted to feel like good. I wanted to be one of those people who could just jump out of bed and just be like, yes, because I've got so many nutrients inside of me. So I've looked into all different routes of like healthy eating, and it just confuses me. So I just kind of go by what works for me. So basically what I did was, exercise wise, I started doing blogilates. Blogilates is amazing because she does stuff for beginners. You can also like, so what I did, she does monthly calendars, and what I did, especially at the beginning when I was really unfit, I'd pick from one day, say there was 4 things, I'd pick 2 things and I'd really go at them, and then I'd move up to 3, and then I'd redo like that month, for example, or do the next month and do them all. And that made the biggest difference to me. I got so, like, I felt in shape. I wasn't in any way perfect, but I got down to about 61 kilos. I had a little bit of a line going on here. I didn't have so much wobble. Most of my cellulite actually started to disappear, and I think that was down to like my food as well. And I felt really good. And then I went home and kind of, that went out the window a bit, which is kind of why we're starting again. But so exercise wise, I will link down below my favourite, because I don't go to a gym. We have a little gym downstairs from us actually. I just don't really go because there's always old creepy men there. There's a pool as well downstairs, which I do go to sometimes, but I just don't like chlorine being near my hair. And I know that sounds really vain, but I have red hair and I would rather leave it as red as possible because it's such a pain in the bum. So I do swim occasionally, but mostly I just work out at home. All I have is a yoga mat. So I will leave links for all the things that I enjoy doing on YouTube, because it's free as well, and like I know that a lot of people can't afford the gym. The gym is extortionately expensive, so yeah. So then on to nutrition. So I feel like it's acceptable, sorry, I'm sat on like a hardwood floor, so if I keep fidgeting, that's why. I feel like it's acceptable to have one treat day. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Maybe you, like some people might want to schedule it and have it like on a Sunday, because you can have a cozy day, you can watch a film, you can get a box of chocolates, just be like naughty and have a treat day. I also feel like if you need to or want to, it's acceptable to have one treat a day. Like, and I mean, like when I say some chocolate, I don't mean like a massive bar of dairy milk. I mean like the recommended daily allowance, which is like 4 squares. The other thing is how I like meal prep kind of, and I've made a little snippet before this, and I would add in now. It's a bit jumpy because I just worked out, so I was a bit like, and my boyfriend was in the room and he was playing his game, so I think there's some noises and he kept coughing and sneezing. So when I'm trying to stick to a healthy kind of lifestyle, diet, whatever you want to call it, I have a few little tips, I guess, that I do to keep me on track, because I have a huge sweet tooth and I'm lazy, so if I can grab a chocolate bar instead, I probably would. So what I do is I'd go to the market near us, because obviously living in Thailand there are loads of fruit markets, and I grab as much fruit and veg as I can and I chop it all up so that it's prepared for whenever I get hungry, fancy a snack. So in here I've got pineapple and grapes, which is a bit random, I just had some grapes left over so I put them in there. And in here, this looks disgusting. I use this now for smoothies, but it's papaya and dragon fruit. And this dragon fruit, when it's like fresh, you can get white one or pink ones, and this was a pink one. It just looked amazing, but it stained everything like beetroot does. So I just sort of chuck a chunk of that into smoothies. Sorry, this is a bit choppy. I've just worked out, so I'm like out of breath, basically. But papaya and dragon fruit actually don't have. Dragon fruit tastes quite a lot like, or has the same texture as like just chucked it all over the side, as kiwi, but it doesn't really have a massive amount of taste. So I normally mix papaya and dragon fruit together and squeeze some lemon or lime over it, and it's really, really good. It's a really good breakfast fruit, especially papaya, because it's full of fibre and really, really good for you. And then this one is just a huge Tupperware thing of carrots, because I could just eat carrots for days. These actually need to be eaten probably in the next day or so, but I just chop up, I buy loaves, they're really cheap, chop them all up, and then every time I fancy a snack, sometimes we have like something like hummus or something like that, but to be honest, I just eat them on their own anyway. And if they do go like a bit dry and a bit gross, you can again put these in smoothies, because you can't taste them, they're just more nutrients for you. So because in Thailand I can get really good fruit and veg like that's non-GMO and that's been grown nice and naturally, I normally buy it fresh and either freeze it myself or just eat it fresh, because I can get through quite a lot. But if you live somewhere where you can't, I really suggest buying frozen fruit and veg, or fruit more so than vegetables, because fruit always seems to be nicer than the vegetables, but they tend to freeze fruit when it's at its best, so you'll get the freshest fruit that way. I buy strawberries here are like as expensive as in England, so I just buy them in freezer bags because they've already been washed and stuff, and I'm a bit lazy. So I just add these into smoothies. They'd be really good if you put them on porridge and things too. This time I went for peach and mango juice. Now you want to try and get like the most natural juice that you can, or you can just use water if you really, really want to be healthy, but I like a bit of sweetness. And this one's 100% peach and mango, and as I was reading the information, it doesn't say it's got anything added or anything at all, so I actually don't think this is that bad for me. So, and then the other thing I'd suggest is make a big batch of soup and then freeze it and put it in little freezer, like single serve. This is quite a big serving, but like single serve pots, because then for dinners, or if you work in an office, you can just take one of these, it'll defrost by the time it's lunchtime, and you've got yourself a healthy soup instead of something like from one of those trucks that turn up by the office at lunchtime, or a sandwich from Sainsbury's. The other thing I suggest doing is set yourself a day to like meal prep, and if you're interested, I can do kind of like a meal prep video for you if you wanted. And one of the things I like to do, for example, on a Sunday, if that's the meal prep day, once I've been to the market and bought all the fruit and veg, I chop everything up I possibly can, including like the onions, and I freeze them, just because then it makes it easier when you're cooking, especially if you've been working all day. You don't have to worry about chopping up onions and having smelly hands. You can just chuck it in a pot of whatever you're having. But the most important thing I do is I chop up all the fruit I possibly can, put it in a bag, and then when I want a smoothie, just throw this in, add a bit of juice, and you've got a smoothie, simple. And they're really, really good. I've got in here like watermelon, pineapple, probably a bit of apple, mango, I don't know, all sorts. And then because everyone's allowed a guilty pleasure, and I know these are really, really, really not good for you in any way, when I have a sweet craving that I can't actually control because I think I have a problem, I will have a Coke Zero. Like, I don't try and have these every day, and if I do, it's only one. But you know, no one's perfect. But nutrition-wise, basically, all I try and do is have a full fridge at all times of just fruit and veg that I can just eat raw, because I'm lazy and some evenings I don't want to cook, so I'm just like, oh, well, I don't know, it's either order food or have something like pre-planned, like soup, like make a soup on Sunday. I think I was saying this, if you make a soup, then you don't have to actually make anything. Or meal prep pasta. Pasta's a really good one. I know people are funny about carbs, but if you don't eat too many, pasta's a good one. So I don't really know what else there is to say at the beginning of this. The only other thing I'd say is water. We have these bottles, I love them. I just love them when it's actually empty. I don't know how much is in this. Maybe a litre? Must be a litre. But yeah, they're like this. They're like a matte feel. They feel like posh, but they're not. They're really cheap. But we buy these because we get through them quicker, because I don't know, it's more incentive to drink this than one of the 2 litre bottles. They're too intimidating. So I try and drink at least a few of these a day. I'm not one of those people who could definitely do 8 glasses of water a day. I try and drink 1 to 2 of these a day because I think that's good. Also, because I drink smoothies, there's liquid in this. So yeah, water is really important. It's really important for your skin. It helps out with the cellulite as well, and your brain, your mental function. If you're drinking lots of water, you're going to feel better in the day. Tea is another really good one, but without sugar. Green tea or normal tea. I drink that if I'm feeling hungry. Sounds pretty bad. If I'm feeling peckish, not like if I'm feeling hungry for dinner. If I'm feeling peckish, I'll have a cup of tea because I know I'm not really hungry. And also another tip, if you're feeling peckish but you're not really sure, drink a glass of water first and then see how you feel, because a lot of the time you're actually thirsty instead of hungry. And I would say, really important, try and have a smoothie every day, because you get so many nutrients and they're just so good for you, and it's so easy to drink and it actually feels like a treat. So I try and have one either for breakfast or kind of like lunchtime-ish. Yeah. So I think that's it. The only other thing is, currently my weight, I'm not going to do like measurements and stuff. My current weight is 62 kilos. So we're starting at 62 kilos. Join me if you want to. You can let me know your weight down below. You don't have to. You can let me know if you're going to join me. I'm going to do a blog post on this as well, so we can have like chats together. Follow me on Twitter so we can talk about it. I also have an Instagram. And yeah, we can just, I don't know, I want to do this like as a team because I think it'll be fun. So yeah, I think I'm going to do these every 2 weeks and have like a weigh-in / like how I've been feeling, like, you know, because obviously sometimes when it's that time of the month you feel differently as well. So I'm going to try and keep like a diary, and every 2 weeks come back to you and tell you how it is, and you do the same with me, and it would be super awesome. The only other thing I want to mention, plug it, I'm just going to plug it because I can. I have an Etsy store, sells stickers, like glam planning. So if you know of anyone who is into glam planning, or planner stickers for their Erin Condren, for their happy planner, or if you're looking for like birthday stickers, wedding stickers, christening stickers, any type of stickers, they can be done. So go to my Etsy store, go and like some of the things, and follow my page for that, and basically all of those links will be down below. So as well as like links to anything I like to work out to, and yeah, and if I can't put pictures in this, they'll all be on my blog, so go and have a look. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you join me on this journey.